Yeah. So we had done error analysis in the last class. So today we'll do the dimension part. So let us begin with the dimension part first, and then we can do all the applications of the dimensions, unit and dimensions portion. And then how to write dimensions. I'll also share with you a PDF which has all the dimensions written in it. So उसको भी आप लोग यूज कर सकते हैं याद करने के लिए. And then I'll be also sharing all the these study materials, the PDF format of that study material. So you can go through that study material as well, and we'll be sharing some questions as well, which is there in assignments. So you can do those assignments as well. So every day try and do at least 30-40 questions, so that you are prepared for the final NEET exams. So dimensional analysis, the nature of physical quantity is described by its dimension. So all the physical quantities represented by derived units can be expressed in terms of some combination of 7 fundamentals or base quantities. So we know that there are 7 fundamental quantities, and out of those fundamental quantities we derive different units. So we have already seen those 7 fundamental quantities. So in mechanics, the main fundamental quantities which we use is mass and length and time. So these are the 3 dimensions which we use. So all these 7 fundamental quantities, they are denoted, the dimensions are always denoted inside the square bracket. तो कभी भी आप square bracket के अंदर ही dimensions को use करते हैं. जैसे length का dimension is written as capital L inside a square bracket, then mass is written as capital M, time as capital T, electric current as capital A, thermodynamic temperature as capital K, luminous intensity as small cd, and amount of substance as mole. So these are the 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 fundamental quantities. The dimension of physical quantities are the powers to which the unit of base quantities are raised to represent a derived unit of that quantity. So the power which we use, so let's say you must have seen that the dimension of force, if I write, so we know that force is equal to, we'll start with the easier one, area. The dimension of area, we know that area is length into breadth. So that is length into length. So it is, the dimension, if you write, it will be M0, L2, and T0. So the dimension of mass, if I say dimension with respect to mass, it will be 0. Dimension with respect to length will be 2. And dimension with respect to time again will be 0. So whatever the power is there, that is the dimension of that particular physical quantity. So the fundamental quantity here is length, and the dimension is basically the power of that, which is 2. So we'll say that in area, the dimension of length is 2. Okay. In this area is the physical quantity. So in area, the dimension of length is 2. So that means the power of the length here, L, is 2. So dimension of physical quantity is the power to which the unit of the base quantity is raised. Using the square bracket around this quantity means that we are dealing with the dimension of the quantity. So whenever we are using this square bracket around any quantity, that means we are dealing with the dimension of that physical quantity. That's a representation. In mechanics, all the physical quantities can be written in terms of dimension, length, mass, and time. तो मैकेनिक्स में ना लेंथ को L से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, मास को M कैपिटल M से, और टाइम को कैपिटल T से. तो सारे जो फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज हैं वो लेंथ, मास और टाइम के रेस्पेक्ट में ही होगा. तो मैकेनिक्स मतलब कि सारा जो अभी हम लोग 11th क्लास वाला रोटेशन तक करेंगे, और रोटेशन के बाद भी इनफैक्ट जो मैकेनिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मैटर और ये सारी चीजें, उन सब जगह भी हम लोग यही लेंथ, मास और टाइम का ही डायमेंशन यूज करते हैं. So volume, for example, volume is length into breadth into height. Length is also always measured by L only. So breadth is again a quantity which is measured by length, and height again is by length only. That the dimension is of length only. So we write it as L cube. So the power here is 3. So dimension with respect to L will be 3. So as the volume is independent of mass and time, it is said to possess 0 dimension in mass. So it has 0 dimension in mass, 0 dimension in time, and 3 dimension in length. Why 3? Because the power of length here is 3. And if we write the dimension formula, so dimension of volume is m0 L cube T0. So this is the dimension of volume. So this can be written like this. So that means dimension of volume is equal to m0 L3 T0. This is dimensional formula, and this equation is known as dimensional equation. Okay. So this thing is dimensional formula, and this whole thing is dimensional equation. So whole thing is known as dimensional equation, and this particular thing is known as dimensional formula. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, velocity is displacement upon time. Okay. So dimension of velocity is L by T, distance upon time. So distance here we know that the power of L is 1, and T when goes in the numerator, the power becomes -1. So here we say that dimension of velocity will be m0 L1 T minus 1. So 0 is the power of m. That means the dimension of mass is 0, dimension of length is 1, and dimension of time is -1. So velocity has 0 dimension in mass, 1 dimension in length, and -1 dimension in time. Okay. So similarly, force as the product of force is represented as product of mass and acceleration. So mass into acceleration is force. So that means mass into length upon time square, right? So this will be m into L upon T square. So m1 L1, sorry, this is -2. So T will go, the power of T will go in the numerator and become -2. So force has 1 dimension in mass, 1 dimension in length, and -2 dimension in time. So this is the dimension of force. The dimension in all other base quantities are 0. So for other base quantities, the dimension is 0. Now dimensional formula and dimensional equation. So the expression which shows and which of the base quantities represent the dimension of a physical quantity is called dimensional formula. So if I write the dimensional formula of force is m1 L1 T minus 2. So this is dimensional formula. Okay. So for example, dimensional formula of volume is m0 L3 20. That of speed is m0 L1 T minus 1. That of acceleration is m0 L1 T minus 2. So these are known as dimensional formula. An equation obtained by equating a physical quantity with its dimensional formula. So if I write, if I represent volume as capital V, so capital V inside square bracket equal to m0 L3 20. So this is a dimensional equation. So where we are equating two things. On one side we have volume written in the square bracket. On the other side we have this whole dimensional formula written m0 L3 and T0. The dimensional equation can be obtained from the equation representing the relation between physical quantities. So this is how we derive a dimensional formula or dimensional equation. Okay. Now uses of dimensional equation. So before we go into the uses of dimensional equation, I'll just share with you the whole chart which you need to go through. You need to do all these derivations on your own. So try doing it on your own in rough so that you can find out how to find the dimensional formulas. So most of this you must have already done when you were in class 11th. If you have not done it properly, then I would suggest to do it again. Okay. So for example, density, the relation is very important. You need to understand the relation first. If you have understood the relation, then finding the dimensional formula is still easy. I know that mass by volume mass ka dimensional formula is m1 and the volume's dimensional formula is L3. So if we write it, it will be m1 L minus 3 and t raised to the power 0, because there is no dimension of time. There is no quantity which is having time in it. So that formula, the dimensional formula here for density will be m1 L minus 3 t raised to the power 0. For speed, if we say the dimensional formula is m0 L1 t minus 1. So this is the formula for speed. Okay. And then we have for velocity, again it is m0 L1 t minus 1. So various physical quantities, these ones are easy: velocity, acceleration, momentum, we know that is mass into velocity. So this will be m1 L1 t minus 1. Similarly, force, work, energy, power, these are all relations which you see and then find out. So for example, work done is force into displacement. So force is m1 L1 t minus 2, and then you multiply it by displacement, that is L. The dimension for displacement is single L. So this will become m1 L square t minus 2. So these are the relations which you need to go through and understand. Okay. Did you understand this? So you can see these, all these, you can see these constants also. For example, for gravitational constant, how do we find out? So, you need to understand that we know that gravitational force F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. So if you have to find the value of G, that will be equal to force into r square divided by mass m1 into m2. So we have cross multiplied it. Now we know that the dimension of force is m1 L1 t minus 2. Dimension of r square means distance square. This will be L square. And then we have the dimension of mass m1 and m2. So m into m. So when you write all these together, so this in denominator you have m square. When it goes in the numerator, it will become m minus 1. And here in numerator we have L raised to the power 3 and t raised to the power minus 2. So this is how you find the dimensional formula of gravitational constant. Is it clear to everyone? आप लोग समझ रहे हैं ना? Do you want me to go into more detail of this, or you will be able to figure it out? बताइए. Satpreet and Betsy, do you want me to take a detailed example in this?
No, sir.
So now, so dimensional formula and dimensional equations we have already done. We will start with uses of dimensional equation, that is the application of this. So first application of dimensional equation is conversion of one system of unit into another. So we use it to convert one system of unit into another. So what we do, see, this whole let's say a physical quantity Q is written as N1 U1, which is also equal to N2 U2. So N1 is basically the numerical value and U1 is basically the dimension here, the unit here. And N2 U2 here, N2 will be the numerical quantity and U2 is the unit, second unit. So U1 and U2 are two units of measurement of quantity Q, and N1, N2 are their respective numeric values, right? So suppose M1, L1 and T1 are the fundamental units of mass, length and time in one system, and M2, L2, T2 are the fundamental unit of mass, length and time in the other system. A, B, and C are the respective dimensions of quantity. So these A, B, and C are dimension of the quantity in mass, length, and time on both the systems. The unit of measurement U1 and U2 of the quantity on the two systems would be U1 is M1A, L1B, T1C. U2 is M2A, L2B, and T2C. So these are the two units of measurement. Okay. Now, if let's say we have to find the numeric value, the conversion value n2, then that will be equal to n1 into u1 divided by u2. So u1 we know that the unit is written as m1a, l1b, and t1c, and u2 is written as m2, l2, t2c. Now we can write this as n2 is equal to n1, m1 by m2a, l1 by l2b, and t1 by t2c. So this is a very useful a formula to find out. So let's say we have to convert 1 Newton into dyne. So we know that Newton is an SI unit and dyne is a CGS unit. So in this, what we'll do, so we know that 1 Newton, so we have to convert 1 Newton. So N2, number of dynes, N2 is the number of dyne, numeric value of the dyne. So N2 is equal to N1. N1 is 1 unit. Here 1 Newton, we have to find 1 Newton. So N1 ka value is 1. Then we know that M1 is the mass in kg, right? So mass in kg, this will be 1 kg, M1 by M2. So 1 kg divided by, okay. And we know that the dimensional formula of force is M1 L1 T minus 2. So A is 1, B is 1, and C is minus 2, the ones which is used here. And M1 is the mass in kgs, and in CGS unit, the same thing, we write it in grams. So 1 kg by 1 gram raised to the power 1. Then length in meter, in Newton, when we calculate the force in Newton, length is considered in meter. So 1 meter, and when it is in dyne, it is considered as centimeter. So 1 meter by 1 centimeter raised to the power 1. Time, when you consider here, time in both the units, whether it is SI unit or CGS unit, in both the units you use second only. So 1 second and 1 second raised to the power minus 2. So see, this is kg and this is gram. So what we'll do, we'll convert it. So N2 is equal to 1 into 1 kg is 1000 grams divided by 1 gram raised to the power 1. 1 meter is 100 centimeter divided by 1 centimeter raised to the power 1. And in both the units, it is second only, this gets converted, cancelled, minus 2. Centimeter gets cancelled, gram gets cancelled. So 1000 raised to the power 1 and 100 raised to the power 1. So this is 10 to the power 5. And 1 raised to the power minus 2 is 1 only. So 10 to the power 5. So what is the value of N2? N2 is 10 to the power 5. That means 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. This is how we do the conversion here. So 1 Newton is 10 to the power 5 dyne. Is it clear to everyone? So you need to remember this, N2 is equal to N1 into M1 by M2 raised to the power A, L1 by L2 raised to the power B, and T1, T2 raised to the power C, where A, B, and C are dimension of mass, length, and time of that physical quantity. M1 and M2 will be the masses in their respective units. Okay. So in first unit, the mass is in kgs. In the second unit, it is in gram. यहाँ पे length में first unit it is in meter, second it is centimeter, and in with respect to time, both are in second. So we write it as 1 second by 1 second. Is it clear? Let's go to the next one. For example, in this example, if you see, the surface tension of mercury is 540 dyne per centimeter. What will be its value when unit of mass is 1 kg, length is 1 meter, and time is 1 minute? So we have to convert when mass is 1 kg, length is 1 meter, and this is 1 minute. Here, when it was dyne per centimeter means the surface tension का जो unit होगा, the relation is force by length, right? Dyne is for force, length के लिए centimeter, so force by length. So if you find the dimensional formula of surface tension, so force is m1 l1 t minus 2 divided by length. So this will be m1 l0 t to the power minus 2. So this is the dimensional formula. First, you need to find the dimensional formula of surface tension. Then what we have to do is we have to find n2 is equal to n1, m1 by m2 raised to the power 1, l1 by l2 raised to the power 2, and t1, t2 raised to the power minus 2. We have used all the three dimensions here. Now see, mass m1, this is in gram, and m2 was in kg. So we'll use 1 gram by 1 kg raised to the power 1. L1 by L2, both of this, L1 and L2, both is raised to the power 0. So anything raised to the power 0 is 1 only. So we'll write here 1. Then T1, T2, T1 is in second and T2 is in minutes. If you see this, here the times unit is minutes. So 1 second by 60 second we use T1 upon T2 raised to the power minus 2. We convert it in the same form. So kg also we write it as 1000 gram. Now gram cancelled. So this is 540 raised to the power 10 to the power minus 33 into 10 to the power minus 33. Whatever 1000 gram is there, when you take it in the numerator, it will be 10 to the power minus 33. 1 by 60 second raised to the power minus 2. So when you take it to the numerator, this will be 60 raised to the power 2 or 60 into 60. है ना? आ रहा समझ में आप लोगों को? So now when you calculate everything, so see this 0, and this 0 gets cancelled with 10 to the power minus 3. We have 54 into 6 into 6. So this is 1944 new units of surface tension. So this is the conversion. Okay. Just give me a moment's time. Yeah, sorry, Bachu. You understood this question, right? Now, second thing is, checking the dimensional consistency of an equation. So, how do we check the dimensional consistency of an equation? Is by the principle of homogeneity of dimension. So, whether an equation is dimensionally correct or not, that can be found out by dimensional formula, using this dimensional formula. So the magnitude of physical quantities may be added together or subtracted from one another only if they have the same dimensions. So if two physical quantities can be added together or subtracted from one another only when they have same dimensions. If you have different dimensions, you cannot add or subtract these physical quantities. So thus, velocity cannot be added to force, or an electric current cannot be subtracted from thermodynamic temperature. This simple principle, called the principle of homogeneity of dimension. So this simple principle is called the principle of homogeneity of dimension in an equation, is extremely useful in checking the correctness of an equation. So whether an equation is correct or not can be found out using the principle of homogeneity of dimensions. Okay, so you will get a question. See, there are two physical quantities A and B. You just need to listen to it and then answer. So there are two physical quantities A and B. Which of the following, there was one question this last year. Which of these following are valid operations here? So these are two different physical quantities, okay? So A plus B was the first option. Second option was A minus B. Third option was A divided by B. And the fourth option was A square minus B square. Can you tell me which one is valid? These are two different physical quantities. Try करो, बताओ क्या कौन सा होगा? You can even write it on chat. A divided by B. सतप्रीत बिल्कुल सही है आपका आंसर. A divided by B जो है ये एक वैलिड ऑपरेशन है. ठीक है, बाकी कोई भी वैलिड ऑपरेशंस नहीं है, क्योंकि you cannot add two physical quantities having two different physical quantities. So A and B are different physical quantities, you cannot add them. A minus B, this is also not possible. We saw it here that magnitude physical quantities may not be added together. So if you see here, we can add or subtract only similar physical quantities. If they are different physical quantities, we cannot add them or subtract them. Okay? So these are different physical quantities, we cannot add them or subtract them. This is not possible, this is not possible. Only thing which is possible is this. So for example, let's say velocity is what? Velocity is length by time. These are different physical quantities. Basically, distance by time is velocity. So distance and time are two different physical quantities. Still, that is a valid operation. Division is a valid operation, but addition subtraction is not a valid operation for two different physical quantities. So this is where this principle of homogeneity of dimensions come into picture. Okay. So if an equation is given, you can also check the consistency of that equation, dimensional consistency. So whether an equation is correct or wrong can be checked by dimensional consistency. So if the equation is not dimensionally consistent, that means it will not be correct. But if it is dimensionally consistent, it may be, even though even though it is dimensionally correct, it may be wrong also. But if it is dimensionally wrong, then it will definitely be wrong. है ना? अगर dimensionally गलत है तो वो पक्का गलत होगा. अगर dimensionally correct है तो कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि इक्वेशन भी करेक्ट हो, बट हाँ डायमेंशन सेटिस्फाई कर रहा है, ये हम बता सकते हैं. ठीक है. So that's what is written. Thus, a dimensionally correct equation need not be actually an exact equation, but a dimensionally wrong or inconsistent equation must be wrong. That is definite. For example, let's say we have to check the correctness of relation 2 pi root under L by G. T is equal to, the equation is time period T is equal to 2 pi root under L by G. We know that where L is the length of pendulum, T is time period of pendulum, and G is acceleration due to gravity. So if we find the dimensional formula for LHS side, left hand side, so because it is time, it will be T1. Okay. And for right hand side, if you see, root 2 pi root under L by G, 2 pi is a constant, it will have no dimension. Length means L raised to the power, so this is L raised to the power 1, and G is acceleration, so this is L1 T minus 2. So when you cancel this length and length on both the side, T minus 2, when it goes on the numerator, it becomes 2 T raised to the power 2 and raised to the power 1 by 2, square root of this. So 2 raised to the power 1 by 2, that means T raised to the power 1 ho jayega. So the dimension of LHS and RHS both are same. So that's why this is dimensionally correct equation. Okay. So T is equal to 2 pi root under L by G kya ho gaya? Dimensionally correct equation ho gaya. So this is dimensionally correct equation. Clear है बच्चों? उसी तरह यहाँ पे अगर डायमेंशनल कंसिस्टेंसी हम लोग को चेक करना है दो इक्वेशन का, सो डायमेंशनल कंसिस्टेंसी ये दिस इज बेसिकली वेलोसिटी, v इज वेलोसिटी, l इज लेंथ, p इज प्रेशर एंड ρ इज डेंसिटी. तो इन दोनों साइड का डायमेंशनल कंसिस्टेंसी चेक करना है. तो वेलोसिटी का डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला होता है m0 l1 t minus 1, राइट. तो LHS तो यही हो गया. RHS अगर हम लोग देखें, ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का डायमेंशन हो गया. राइट हैंड साइड का अगर डायमेंशन चेक करें, 1 बाय लेंथ मींस 1 बाय L into pressure is force upon area. Force upon area means force is m1 L1 t minus 2. So this is m1 L1 t minus 2 and divided by area L square. Then we have density. Density is mass per unit volume, means n1 L minus 3 हो गया, raised to the power 1 by 2. सबको अब हम लोग ये देखो m1 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, इसको ऊपर लेके जाएंगे, राइट. So this will be L to the power minus 1 and this is T to the power 1, right. So force per unit area है, so m1 L minus 1, this will become minus 3 and this is 2, this is minus 1. When it goes up, it will become 1 by L into this L square raised to the power 1 by 2, right. So this is T minus 1. So this is L into T minus 1. So this is L and this L gets cancelled. So we'll have this is equal to T to the power minus 1. This L and this L gets cancelled. So now if you see, the dimension of LHS is m0 L1 T minus 1 and here it is m0 L0 T minus 1. So both are not equal. The LHS dimension and the RHS dimension, they are unequal. So because the dimension on both the sides are not equal, the relation is not dimensionally consistent. Is it clear? Is it clear, बच्चों? Now, third application is derivation of a formula. So if we have to derive a formula, we can even derive a formula using this dimensional analysis. So using the same principle of homogeneity of dimension, we can even derive the formula of physical quantity. So for deriving a formula, what we should know the dependence of the physical quantity on other quantities up to 3 physical quantities or linearly independent variable. तो हम लोग को 3 फिजिकल क्वांटिटी पता होने चाहिए जिन पे ये डिपेंडेंट है, तो उसके हिसाब से हम लोग डिराइव करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हम लोग को एक टाइम पीरियड सिंपल पेंडुलम का डिराइव करना है, तो क्वेश्चन में दिया होगा कि इट इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन मास, डिपेंडेंट ऑन लेंथ एंड एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी. 3 चीज पे डिपेंडेंट है. सो वी राइट T इज इक्वल टू K टाइम्स mass raised to the power A, length raised to the power B, G raised to the power C, where A, B and C are called the dimensions. Okay. Now what we do, see time का left side में जो dimensional formula time का लिखेंगे, so this will be m0 l0 t to the power 1. राइट साइड का जब हम डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला लिखते हैं, k इज अ कांस्टेंट, इसका कोई डायमेंशन नहीं होगा, राइट. देन mass raised to the power A, so this will be written as m raised to the power A, L raised to the power B, and G is L1 t minus 2 raised to the power C. So if you equate here, m raised to the power A, L raised to the power B plus C, and t raised to the power minus 2C. Okay. And here we have m raised to the power 0, L raised to the power 0, t raised to the power 1. Principle of homogeneity says कि दोनों तरफ डायमेंशन सेम होना चाहिए मास, लेंथ और टाइम के रेस्पेक्ट में. तो यहाँ पे मास में डायमेंशन 0 है, यहाँ पे a है, तो दैट मीन्स a इज इक्वल टू 0. यहाँ लेंथ का डायमेंशन 0 है LHS में, और RHS में इट इज b प्लस सी, तो ये इधर क्या हो जाएगा हमारा b प्लस सी इज इक्वल टू 0. यहाँ पे टाइम का डायमेंशन -2c है और यहाँ पे 1 है, दोनों को इक्वेट करेंगे तो -2c इज इक्वल टू 1 हो गया. तो a 0 है, b प्लस सी 0 है और -2c 0 है. सबको सॉल्व करते हैं, c का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा, -1/2 हो जाएगा, और b का वैल्यू -c के बराबर है, मतलब b इज इक्वल टू प्लस ऑफ 1/2 और a का वैल्यू 0. तो इन सब को अगर हम लोग यूज करते हैं, टाइम t इज इक्वल टू k इंटू एम रेस टू द पावर 0, l रेस टू द, ये वाला जो इक्वेशन है ना, इसमें a b c का वैल्यू वापस डालेंगे, b इज रेस टू द पावर 1/2 एंड g रेस टू द पावर -1/2. अब ये -1/2 है, इसको नीचे लेके आ सकते हैं, मतलब k l रेस टू द पावर 1/2 बाय g रेस टू द पावर 1/2. सो t इज इक्वल टू k टाइम्स, okay, root under L upon G. So this constant k, we will calculate it by finding it experimentally, but we know that time period t is equal to k times root under L by G, so which can also be written as 2 pi into root under L by G. This is what is time period t. So t is equal to 2 pi root under L by G. Is it clear, bachcho? Is it clear to everyone? सबको आ गया समझ? So similarly, let's say we have this another question where we have to, the velocity v of the sound wave in a medium may depend upon modulus of elasticity, density d, and wavelength lambda of the waves. So we know that the velocity of the sound wave, this is dependent on modulus of elasticity, density, and wavelength. So let the dependency be e raised to the power a, d raised to the power b, and lambda raised to the power c. So if we write the dimension on both the sides, left side and the right side, left side we know that it will be m0 L1 t minus 1. This is the dimensional formula on the left side. Right side, if we see, this is, E is modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity, so this will be equal to m1 L minus 1 t minus 2. This is the dimensional formula of modulus of elasticity. Okay. And then dimensional formula of this d, if you see this modulus of elasticity, if you see the relation which we talked about, so the modulus coefficient of elasticity is stress by strain. If you see this 18th one, so it is stress upon strain, so ml minus 1 t minus 2. This is the thing which I was talking about. So same thing is used here, ml minus 1 t minus 2. Density is mass per unit volume, so ml minus 3. And lambda, wavelength, is measured in terms of length, so L raised to the power c. If you combine each of these, the power here is a and here it is b, so power m raised to the power a plus b. Here it is L raised to the power minus a, and this is minus 3b, and this is c, so minus a minus 3b plus of c. If we see the dimension here, t raised to the power minus 2a, so t raised to the power minus 2a, this is another dimension. Applying the principle of homogeneity of dimension, we get a plus b is equal to 0. The power of mass, see here the dimension of mass is 0, here it is a plus b, so we equate it to find a plus b is equal to 0. Here the dimension of length is 1, here it is minus a minus 3b plus c. So minus a minus 3b plus c will be equal to 1. Similarly here, the power of time t is minus 1, right? So minus 1, and then here it is minus 2a. So minus 2a is equal to minus 1, so a will be equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So that means if you equate all of this, a plus b, so put the value of a here in this equation, you will get b is equal to minus 1 by 2. Once you have got the value of b and a, put it here in this. So you will get minus 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 plus c is equal to 1. So this is c plus 1 is equal to 1, or c is equal to 0. So the value of c is 0. So when we write the relation here, k times e raised to the power 1 by 2, d raised to the power minus 1 by 2, and lambda raised to the power 0. We put the value here in a, b, c. So जब a का वैल्यू 1 by 2 डालेंगे, b का minus 1 by 2 और c का वैल्यू 0 डालेंगे, तो ये अब हमारा आ जाएगा k root under e by d. So this is the relation of velocity of a wave in terms of modulus of elasticity and density. Is it clear? क्लियर है सभी बच्चों को? Okay, let's do the next one. तो लिमिटेशन क्या है डायमेंशनल एनालिसिस का, क्या क्या हम लोग नहीं कर सकते हैं इससे? पहला, दिस मेथड गिव्स अस नो इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द डायमेंशनलेस कांस्टेंट इन द फॉर्मूला. तो जैसे टाइम पीरियड का फॉर्मूला हम लोग निकाल रहे थे 2π√L/g, तो यहाँ 2π की जगह हमें k मिल रहा था, हमें ये पता था कुछ कांस्टेंट है, लेकिन क्या कांस्टेंट है उसके बारे में नहीं पता था। तो कांस्टेंट के बारे में नहीं पता चलता है, डायमेंशनलेस कांस्टेंट जो होता है वी कैन नॉट फाइंड इट यूजिंग डायमेंशनल एनालिसिस, पहला। दूसरा लिमिटेशन क्या है, इफ अ क्वांटिटी डिपेंड्स ऑन मोर देन 3 फैक्टर्स हैविंग डायमेंशंस द फॉर्मूला कैन नॉट बी डिराइव्ड। तो मतलब अगर 3 फैक्टर से ज्यादा फैक्टर पे डिपेंड कर रहा है, जैसे हम लोगों ने अभी क्या माना था, मास, लेंथ और टाइम, इन्हीं 3 फैक्टर्स पे डिपेंडेंट, ठीक है। तो 3 से ज्यादा फैक्टर पे अगर डिपेंडेंट है तब फिर हम लोग कैलकुलेट नहीं कर सकते। अगर 3 फैक्टर से ज्यादा पे डिपेंडेंट होगा तो ए बी सी के अलावा एक और वैल्यू लेना पड़ेगा डी, और हमारे पास तो 3 ही फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटीज है जिसको हम दोनों तरफ इक्वेट करते हैं। तो मतलब कि 3 से ज्यादा के लिए ये वैलिड नहीं होगा फॉर जो मेथड। थर्ड, we cannot derive the formula containing trigonometric equation, exponential function and log function which have no dimension. We know that trigonometric function में अगर हम लोग मान लो tan थीटा लिखते हैं तो ये जो एंगल है ये डायमेंशनलेस है ना, ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन डायमेंशनलेस होता है। उसी तरह एक्सपोनेंशियल फंक्शन e टू द पावर a बाय b, यहाँ पे इसका डायमेंशन a और b का डायमेंशन a बाय b का डायमेंशन 0 होना चाहिए, मतलब e टू द पावर डायमेंशन में कुछ भी नहीं आना चाहिए। उसी तरह लॉग फंक्शंस में भी जो है, जैसे log ऑफ x कहते हैं तो ये डायमेंशनलेस होना चाहिए। सो वी कैन नॉट डिराइव सच फॉर्मूलेज which has exponential function or logarithmic function or trigonometric function. Then we have this method of dimension cannot be used to derive an exact form of relation when it consists of more than one part on any side. So derive an exact form of relation more than one part, that means let's say हमारे पास कुछ ऐसा relation है कि any physical quantity A is equal to BC raised to the power 2 plus CD raised to the power 3. So यहाँ पे एक टर्म ये और दूसरा टर्म ये, more than one term आ गया। So when you have more than one part or term, then you cannot derive such equation using dimensional formula. It should have only one part. It should not have this BC square plus CD, मतलब plus sign या minus sign बीच में, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। Fifth one is it gives no information whether a physical quantity is scalar or vector. So we don't know whether a physical quantity is scalar or vector when we derive it by using dimensional analysis. Is it clear, bachcho? So this is the whole thing about, you know, dimensional formulas and analysis. So you can, you know, solve questions now. So let us solve few questions. For example, we have to find the value of 60 joules per minute. We have to convert 60 joules per minute on a system that has 100 gram, 100 centimeter and 1 minute as the base unit. So this is your second unit, U2, and this joule per minute is U1. Okay, and this is 60 is, you know, the value of N1. So 60 जूल पर मिनट को हम लोग को 100 ग्राम, 100 सेंटीमीटर और 1 मिनट में कन्वर्ट करना, और उसमें निकालना है कि कितने यूनिट्स उसके होंगे, N2 का वैल्यू निकालना। फॉर्मूला हमारा था N2 इज इक्वल टू N1 M1 बाय M2 रेज टू द पावर A, L1 बाय L2 रेज टू द पावर B एंड T1 बाय T2 रेज टू द पावर C। ये हमारा फॉर्मूला है। अब इसमें वैल्यूज डालते हैं हम लोग। N2 इज इक्वल टू, N1 का वैल्यू 60 दे रखा है, पहले वाले में ये जूल्स में है, मतलब केजी में होगा मास 1 kg, और यहाँ पे दूसरे वाले में 100 ग्राम्स हो गया, राइट। और जूल पर मिनट है, जूल पर मिनट दैट मीन्स दिस इज फॉर पावर, जूल्स पर सेकेंड पावर का होता है यूनिट, राइट। तो जूल्स हो गया, दैट मीन्स एनर्जी। So energy is force into displacement, मतलब m1 l square t minus 2 divided by one more time. So this becomes m1 l square t to the power minus 3. ठीक है। So this will be, जो a का वैल्यू है वो 1 हो गया, जो डायमेंशन मास का है रेज टू द पावर 1 हो गया, लेंथ के डायमेंशन के बारे में बात करेंगे। यहाँ पे जूल्स है, जूल्स में लेंथ जो है 1 मीटर होता है एसआई में, और यहाँ पे 100 सेंटीमीटर हो गया। रेज टू द पावर लेंथ के का डायमेंशन 2 है। और टाइम के डायमेंशन पे बात करेंगे, T1 जो है यहाँ पे 1 मिनट है, राइट। और इसमें भी कन्वर्ट करना है 1 मिनट, रेज टू द पावर -3। तो ये तो सिंपल हो गया, ये तो कैंसिल हो गया 1 का वैल्यू। अब इसको अगर हम लोग लिखेंगे 60 इंटू के जी है, ग्राम्स में कन्वर्ट कर लो, 1000 ग्राम डिवाइडेड बाय 100 ग्राम, gram and gram gets cancelled, raised to the power 1. 1 meter is 100 centimeter divided by 100 centimeter raised to the power 2. 1 raised to the power -3. Centimeter gets cancelled, 100 and 100 gets cancelled. So ये दोनों 100 चला गया, 10 बचा. So this is 60 into 10 into 1 square into 1. So this is 600, right? So in 100 gram, 100 centimeter and 1 minute, 60 joules per minute on a system as the base unit. Okay. This is wrong. This is wrongly written. This will be the answer. 600 will be the answer. 600 units. Is it clear? Clear है सभी को? Similarly, if you see this next question, where we have to convert 1 meter, 1 kg and 1 minute are taken as fundamental units. The magnitude of force is 36 units in this. You know, when you take 1 meter and kg and minute as units of length, mass and time, then the unit of magnitude of force is 36 units. What is the value of this force in CGS system? We have to convert it into CGS system. So again, N2 is equal to N1 m1 by m2 raised to the power. We know that for force, the dimensional formula is m1 L1 T minus 2. Okay, so this is 1. L1, that means so this is L1 by L2 raised to the power 1. Okay, and then T1 by T2 raised to the power -2. Now we put the values here. So N1 is 36 units, mass 1 kg, and then in CGS system we have 1 grams. Again, mass here is in this unit, we have length, we have 1 meter, and here we have in CGS unit, we have 1 centimeter. Then in time in this unit, we have 60 seconds. 1 minute means 60 seconds. So 1 minute divided by 1 second raised to the power -2. So if you solve this, this is 60 into 1000 gram by, this is raised to the power 1, raised to the power 1. 1000 gram by 1 gram into 1 meter को convert करेंगे 100 centimeter by 1 centimeter. 1 मिनट को कन्वर्ट करेंगे 60 सेकेंड्स बाय 1 सेकेंड, ग्राम गेट्स कैंसल्ड, centimeter gets cancelled, second gets cancelled. So this is 36 into 1000 into 100 divided by 60 into 60 है ना, रेज टू द पावर -2 है, ये डिनोमिनेटर में चला जाएगा. These two zeros gets cancelled and 6 into 6, if you cancel it, this will be 36. So this becomes 1000 dynes. N2 becomes equal to 1000 dynes. So this is the answer. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? आपने लिख लिया? Now we have to check the correctness of this relation. If you see here in this question, so when you have to check, so time period of an oscillating drop of radius r, so the radius is r, density is rho, and surface tension is s. Okay, so if you check here the surface tension thing, this is force by length. If you see here, so this is force upon length, right? So if you find the dimension of each of these, so this is time period T is equal to K times rho into R cube by S. So surface tension S का जो dimension है, this is equal to force upon, if you check, it is force upon length. So force is M1 L1 T minus 2 divided by L1. So this will be equal to M1 L0 T minus 2. This is surface tension ka thing. Similarly, for density it is mass per unit volume M1 L minus 3, and for radius it is simply length 1. So now what we'll do, we'll use it here in this. So for LHS, the dimensional formula is time raised to the power 1. For RHS, if we see the dimensional formula, density is M1 L minus 3. R cube is L to the power 3. And then we have surface tension M1 L0 T to the power minus 2. M1 M1 कट गया, L to the power minus 3 और plus 3 कट के 1 हो जाएगा, और T to the power minus 2 ऊपर जाके T स्क्वायर हो गया, raised to the power 1 by 2 था, स्क्वायर रूट है यहाँ पे. So this is raised to the power 1 by 2. So T raised to the power 1. So since dimension of LHS is equal to dimension in RHS, so that means this is dimensionally correct equation. So this is dimensionally correct equation. Is it clear? क्लियर है बच्चों? Now अब यहाँ पे जैसे ये क्वेश्चन है, फाइंड द डायमेंशन ऑफ द क्वांटिटी Q फ्रॉम द एक्सप्रेशन दिस, ये एक एक्सप्रेशन दिया हुआ है, मास लेंथ और ये यंग्स मॉड्यूलस है, L लेंथ है, M मास और Y यंग्स मॉड्यूलस है, T टाइम पीरियड है, हमें Q का वैल्यू निकालना है ना. यंग्स मॉड्यूलस इज स्ट्रेस अपॉन स्ट्रेन. इफ यू सी मॉड्यूलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी, right? So modulus of elasticity will always be, coefficient of elasticity is stress upon strain. So Young's modulus का जो dimension होगा that will be ml minus 1 t minus 2. Okay. So Young's modulus y, the dimension is ml minus 1 t minus 2. So this is what is written here, ml minus 1 t minus 2. Okay. So we have the dimensional formula for y. मास का तो हमें पता ही है m होता है और लेंथ का l होता है. अब इसको यूज कर लेते हैं इसमें. सो टाइम पीरियड देखिए, डायमेंशनली करेक्ट होना है इसको, तो टाइम पीरियड मतलब डायमेंशनली करेक्ट होना है, LHS का तो हमारा t हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज द डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला फॉर LHS. फॉर RHS इफ यू चेक, 2 पाई तो कांस्टेंट है, मास का m हो गया, लेंथ का L क्यूब हो गया, Q का हमें निकालना है, डिवाइडेड बाय 5y, 5 तो कांस्टेंट है उसको बाहर कर लो, और यंग्स मॉड्यूलस हो गया m1 L minus 1 t minus 2. Now these two has to be equal, मतलब this has to be equal to t raised to the power 1, right? So now when you have to find the dimension of Q, m1 cancel हो गया, ये ऊपर चला जाएगा, L raised to the power 4 डायमेंशन ऑफ Q, और T को भी ऊपर लेके चले जाओ, T स्क्वायर, राइट, इज इक्वल टू T टू द पावर 1. तो Q का डायमेंशन इज इक्वल टू T टू द पावर 1 डिवाइडेड बाय L4 इंटू T स्क्वायर. अच्छा, L4 T स्क्वायर, अब ये रेस टू द पावर 1/2 भी था, so we forgot this. Okay, so we'll have, if you square on both the sides, you will have L4 Q raised to the power 1 T square is equal to T square. T square cancel हो गया, Q का dimension is equal to 1 by L raised to the power 4. So L raised to the power minus 4. So the dimension of Q is L raised to the power minus 4. So this is what is written here, M0 L minus 4. क्लियर है बच्चों? आप लोग को समझ में आया ये? So we had to find the dimension of Q. So using this principle of homogeneity of dimension, so the concept we are using here is principle of homogeneity of equation. So this is the the concept which we are using. यही concept use कर रहे हैं, दोनों तरफ dimensions को equate कर रहे हैं LHS और RHS में, और उनके dimension को equate करके जो unknown quantity था जिसका हमें dimension निकालना था उसको हम लोग separate करके निकाल लेते हैं. ये क्वेश्चन काफी पूछा जाता है एग्जाम्स में. वेंडर वॉल्स इक्वेशन है, तुम लोग इसमें पढ़ोगे केमिस्ट्री में, P plus A by V square is V into V minus NB is nRT बेसिकली. तो इस वेंडर वॉल्स इक्वेशन में A और B जो है उसका क्या डायमेंशन होगा, व्हाट आर द डायमेंशन ऑफ A एंड B, ऐसा पूछते हैं. तो जब A और B का डायमेंशन निकालना है, आप ये देखिए, पहले तो ये जो डायमेंशनली करेक्ट कब होगा, ये पॉसिबल कब है दो क्वांटिटी को ऐड करना, जब इसका डायमेंशन और इसका डायमेंशन सेम हो. सो बाय प्रिंसिपल ऑफ होमोजेनिटी ऑफ डायमेंशन, so by principle of homogeneity of dimensions, pressure, so dimension of P should be equal to dimension of A by V square. V क्या है, वॉल्यूम है हमारा, ठीक है, V हमारा वॉल्यूम है, P प्रेशर है. P प्रेशर है, फोर्स अपॉन एरिया होता है, फोर्स m1 l1 t minus 2, तो m1 l minus 1 t minus 2, ये प्रेशर का डायमेंशन हो गया. ए का डायमेंशन हम लोग को अभी निकालना है, डिवाइडेड बाय वी स्क्वायर. वी स्क्वायर मतलब वॉल्यूम है लेंथ रेज टू द पावर 3, इसका स्क्वायर कर दोगे तो लेंथ रेज टू द पावर 6 हो जाएगा. तो ए का डायमेंशन क्या हो जाएगा, इनको इधर लेके चले जाओ एलएचएस में, तो m1 l minus 1 t minus 2 इंटू l रेज टू द पावर 6. तो इसको हम लोग लिख सकते हैं m1 l रेज टू द पावर 5 t रेज टू द पावर -2. ये हमारा ए का डायमेंशन हो गया. बी का डायमेंशन है v माइनस बी है, v माइनस बी वॉल्यूम और b. तो अब ये पॉसिबल कब है, जब वॉल्यूम और b दोनों का डायमेंशन सेम हो, तभी तो तुम दो क्वांटिटी, टू फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज कैन बी सब्ट्रैक्टेड ओनली व्हेन दे हैव द सेम डायमेंशन. तो b का डायमेंशन v के डायमेंशन के बराबर होगा. सो b का डायमेंशन इज इक्वल टू लेंथ क्यूब का डायमेंशन. So B is equal to L cube. Is this clear? So this is a very good application of principle of homogeneity of dimension. So you can add two quantities only when they have same dimension. Similarly, you can subtract two quantities only when they have same dimension. आप दो क्वांटिटी को ऐड तभी कर सकते हैं जब उनका डायमेंशन सेम है. उसी तरह आप दो क्वांटिटी को सब्ट्रैक्ट तभी कर सकते हैं जब उनका डायमेंशन सेम है. तो यहाँ पे जो P और A बाय वी स्क्वायर दोनों का डायमेंशन सेम होना चाहिए, और उसी तरह V और B का दोनों का डायमेंशन सेम होना चाहिए, तभी आप ऐड और सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं. और यही हम लोगों ने इस क्वेश्चन में किया है, और फाइनली A और B का डायमेंशन निकाला है. क्लियर है बच्चों? तो लेट्स स्टॉप हियर फॉर द डे. और आप लोग को मैं क्वेश्चंस भेजूंगा, आप लोग खूब प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, खूब पढ़ाई कीजिए, एंड आई विल आल्सो शेयर द थ्योरी पार्ट एंड एवरीथिंग व्हिच वी आर डूइंग इन द क्लास. यू कैन गो थ्रू इट वंस. ठीक है बच्चों? Yeah, Betsy, you will get options. I was just trying to see, this is a class where we are discussing about concept. So यहाँ पे कोई जरूरी, मतलब हम लोग ऑप्शंस के साथ क्वेश्चंस वो जो एग्जाम में पूछे जाते हैं वैसे क्वेश्चंस नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम लोग कॉन्सेप्ट सीख रहे हैं कि कैसे निकाला जाता है. So that's why I have not given options here. Okay, so we'll stop here for the day. Thanks for joining, and then let's again connect tomorrow. Bye and take care, everyone.